You're about to enter the Atomic Voodoo Lounge, New Stanton's one and only surreal dive bar, bringing you beauty and magic and terahertz tragic. I'm Maxwell Vegas, writer, poet, musician, and author of the soon-to-be-published novel, New Stanton. Descend with me into the static buzz of late-night radio, where words and music swirl through neon dreams and drift like cigarette smoke out over dried-up prehistoric seas. This time of year often has us asking the question, where's St. Nick? Well, someone last saw him driving a Chevy Malibu dead south. Welcome to the Atomic Voodoo Lounge. Let me be your Malibu as we dive straight into New Stanton. Buckle up, take your place at the bar, and leave the driving to Old St. Nick. I'm Maxwell Vegas, your host. Tune the dashboard radio to 540 WHDS and relax at the deep end of the dial. Tonight's intro music comes courtesy of Green Cookie Records. It's the Wave Chargers with Surfing Jingle Bells. This evening we have poetry selections from yours truly, an excerpt from Alexander Petrow's unfinished novel, The Flying Country, and a variety of holiday music, in addition to our cocktail of the evening and 6-word speculative noir stories. Whether it's your first time at the Atomic Voodoo Lounge or you're a repeat customer, I'm glad you're here. Now, what are you drinking? How about a cocktail of tension, allure, and shadowed elegance? Intimate, provocative, slightly dangerous, like something dreamt up on the edges of a Christmas party that's extended well past midnight. This one is a Maxwell Vegas signature creation based on my poem, The Black Stockinged Arch of a Woman's Foot. First the cocktail, then, once in the proper state of mind, the poem. To create this signature cocktail, you'll need 2 ounces of London Dry Gin, a ½ ounce of creme de cassis, or black currant liqueur, a ½ ounce of dry vermouth, and a dash of orange bitters. For glassware, you want a curved coupe glass and a single Luxardo cherry for garnish at the bottom of the glass, hidden like a secret. Now, perform the ritual. Chill the coupe glass until frosted. Stir the ingredients over ice until cold and taut. Strain the ingredients into the coupe glass, letting the cherry sink unseen, and then present it with a whispered line of poetry or a fragment of noir dialogue, something that lingers like stockings against silk. Now, this cocktail's companion poem was written long ago. I'm thinking probably after a Christmas party in 1989. It was published in the spring of 1990 in a magazine called Z Miscellaneous out of New York, Volume 4, Number 1. The Black Stockinged Arch of a Woman's Foot by Maxwell Vegas. The black stockinged arch of a woman's foot rises and curves over the side of her red shoe, saying, whispering, slipping words no mouth could ever speak in that inviting concealed silk, glowing in the cross-legged conversation of sly attraction. Given the mood, here is 'Is that you, Santa Claus? By the Speakeasies Swing Band on Green Cookie Records.
'Is that you, Santa Claus? Gifts I'm preparing for some Christmas sharing, but I pause because hanging my stocking, I can hear a knocking. Is that you, Santa Claus? Sure is dark out, not the slightest spark out. Part of my clacking jaws. Who's there? Who is it? Oh, stopping for a visit. Is that you, Santa Claus? Are you bringing a present for me? Something pleasantly pleasant for me. That's what I've been waiting for. Would you mind slipping it under the door? For winds are howling, or maybe that big rolling. My legs feel like straws. Oh, mamma mia, kindly would you reply? Is that you, Santa Claus? Say, hang in my stocking, I can hear a knocking. Is that you, Santa Claus? Oh, stopping for a visit. Is that you, Santa Claus? Hey there, Santa, you gave me a scare. Please stop teasing, 'cause I know that you're there. We don't believe in no goblins today, but I can't explain why I'm shaking the way. Well, I see old Santa in the keyhole. I'll get to the cards. One peek and I'll try there. Oh, but there's an eye there. Is that you, Santa Claus? Explain why I'm shaking the way. Santa, hang in my stocking, I can hear a knocking. Is that you, Santa Claus? Say please, please, oh pity my knees. Is that you, Santa Claus? Is that you, Santa Claus?
Who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem?
Right here on this side of the bar, Maxwell, Vegas. Up next, we have my poem, Christmas Cookies. What if I show up at your door to make Christmas cookies some evening? A late, snowy afternoon when all the world wants is to sleep forever and forget. And you in flower-bespeckled holiday apron open the front door and behold me, a storm-driven domestic refugee like a melting snowflake on your porch. And after a long pause of worry and fear, your lips curl into a slight smile. And offering me a dough-encrusted hand, you lead me through a shadowed living room where the dark forms of houseplants tremble upon the walls. And while traversing some worn Berber carpet and brushing past a lonely fir tree, I look over my shoulder and out your front door, but I can't see my car any longer, and even the drifting white street fades from view. I chide myself for thinking this, for a man such as I should not fear to lose his car, nor cower through dusky living rooms. A man such as I should not be intimidated by the prospect of baking cookies in a small kitchen where you'd show me how to ice them under lights of gentle intensity, a place where I would learn and leave darkness behind forever.
All I want is what I have coming to me. All I want is my fair share.
Can't really argue with that, can you? Well, what we have coming to us are some 6-word noir stories from Laszlo. Rattling bones in his rocks glass. Laszlo's bones tell. Oracle reveals truths. 8 polyhedral dice are his tarot. Looking for Laszlo? At the bar. Do I dare ask the question? The new book, Success? Laszlo? Spill. Laszlo rattled the bones, heart pumping. This last one's from me. Where silk meets shadow, desires arch. Big thanks to Laszlo for his 6-word stories, and to Mad Gravity Studios for letting us use Shady. Think you can do better? Well, maybe you can. That's why I'm sending out the Maxwell Vegas Challenge to all my Substack subscribers. Come up with your best 6-word noir, 6-word speculative, 6-word surreal story, and drop by the chat area at the atomicvoodoolounge.com and drop it in there. You might just hear it on an upcoming episode of the Atomic Voodoo Lounge podcast.
It's run by a big Eastern syndicate, you know.
Here's Speedball Jr. with Rudolph's Secret.
Ho, ho, ho!
It's a save, save, save to a surfer. It's a wave, wave, wave to the colonel. It's a regiment to a smoker. It's a Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. More taste, fine tobacco. To a gourmet. It's a special sauce to a cowboy. It's his favorite horse to a hostess. It's a compliment to a smoker. It's a Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. The taste of Kent. More taste, fine tobacco.
If you smoke a filter cigarette, try the taste of Kent.
Not sure how that snuck in there. Here at the Atomic Voodoo Lounge, we staunchly support Chesterfield Kings.
No.
Tom Hanks and the Elephant Tragedy by Maxwell Vegas. I dreamed a tragedy last night. Tom Hanks, in a disheveled suit, rode a bicycle made for two. He was in the back seat, and a young elephant was in the front, its gray hindquarters accentuated by the lifting of the thighs as it pedaled in wobbling circles. That elephant was a spy, and Tom Hanks knew that elephant was a spy who told and wouldn't forget and informed the enemy of the inwardmost thoughts that old Tom ever imparted unto such an unlikely bicycle friend. But as their circuitous path seesawed ever inward, and the elephant's round, stumped forefeet could no longer manage to control that bicycle for two, Mr. Hanks realized they would crash, and there was something seriously wrong with his gray friend, and that friend was not really a friend, but a spy, and that, despite it all, he would remain a friend to the elephant. And when their bicycle crashed, and the young trunk lay motionless on its side, and Mr. Hanks stood befuddled in baggy, begrimed suit coat, I could not hold back my tears. I could not even deny that the supreme gesture of love was Tom Hanks bending down to kiss the motionless gray cheek just below the long-lashed dead eye of an enemy elephant gone the way of all flesh. Reality bends easily in the worlds built by Alexander Petrow. Even Christmas can go sideways. This piece comes from his unfinished novel, The Flying Country, set on a cold and lonely road where three uneasy travelers share a ride, and one of them just happens to be a wayward St. Nicholas who has quietly gone missing from myth and ended up in a Chevy Malibu, cruising south from New England. It's a strange Christmas story, but it is a Christmas story all the same. The three of them had traveled together from New York, but they hadn't exchanged many words. Nick and one of the hitchhikers, Harry, were both very quiet, and the second hitchhiker, Larry, his attempts to make conversation ended up with him tiring of his own monologue and finally giving up. Nick was driving his Chevy down from New England. Harry and Larry were hitchhiking in New York when he picked them up. "I just need to see the Petrow. I just insist," said Larry with a smile, breaking the several hours of silence in the car. "Listen," Nick's voice sounded somewhat sharp and made both passengers look up at him. Harry, who was sitting in the front seat next to him, and Larry, who was on his phone reading up about a landmark from the list he had marked down on some website. "We can stop with this theater now. I know who you are. You know who I am. I also know why you are here, and I can tell you now that you don't need to be." The two looked at each other. Harry didn't say anything, and Larry just smiled. "Nick," he shrugged, "I just was saying I want to see the Petrow. Aw, come on." "Okay." Larry shut his mouth and continued reading on his phone. "That was just a short outburst, a release of nervous tension from my bones, if you will. Nothing more," Nick continued. "It can happen to anyone." "Look," said Larry, "the Petrow is 135 feet high." He continued, but Nick persisted. "I am now in absolute control of my emotions and reactions. I'm not proud of the carnage, but every single one of them deserved their fate. Every single one. And holds 1 million gallons of water. Enough with the Petrow. What the hell is the fucking Petrow anyway?" Nick shouted. "The water tower in Gaffney, South Carolina, made in the shape of a peach. I thought you were in control of your emotions." I'm a little tense. I'm sorry about that, but the two of you get on my nerves. I don't need supervisors. I'm not a child. And if a man kills a few racist alien cannibal demons who invaded Earth, he immediately gets fucking supervisors breathing down his neck. "First of all," Harry finally spoke from the front seat, "you're not a man. You haven't been a man for a long time. Secondly, when you, all of the saints, decide to sow death and carnage, you definitely attract the attention of the boss, and even God." Those few words caught Nick's attention, and he turned and looked at Harry, somewhat surprised, a question brewing in his head. "We had to check if you were okay," Harry went on, "and to tell you the truth, you seem a little off to me. But that's not entirely why we're here. And thirdly," Harry said after a short pause, "you haven't been to hell in a long time. Yes, the boss is back now, and we're not here to bother you. There's been a change in priorities, so we're not here to bother you. We're here to make sure you're okay." "Huh? What of all the things I just said is not clear? Where do I begin with the unclear?" "Wherever you like." "Guys," said Larry from the back seat, "why don't we stop somewhere to have a bite, And we'll get Nick introduced to the plan." The diner was not far from the road, and the headlights of the cars in the distance looked like little fireflies, moving in a perfectly straight line against the dark blue twilight that took over the horizon after sunset. They were drinking coffee and eating hamburgers, except for Nick, who had a ham sandwich. Larry turned to Nick. "Didn't you used to have, like, a big beard?" "I shaved it." "And you've lost a lot of weight, man." Larry pointed at Nick with his hamburger. "Can't say you don't look good. Don't get me wrong, you do. You know, for a teenage pop star icon. But that's not who you are. You look pale, skinny, and to be honest, not so healthy. You've been starving yourself?" "I can't really eat these days. I lost my appetite." "You seem depressed, man. Not good. But, I wanted to ask you, what is this business with the Bible? Why are you reading the Bible when, you know?" "I am a bishop, after all. Well, I was a bishop. I had to follow the traditions, give them the last rites. But that doesn't make sense, Nick. I know, he shrugged. I do it in case there are supervisors around. Nope. Still no sense. Okay, following traditions calms me. That's it. Uh-huh. Why didn't you just say so then? Asked Larry. But what you read to them wasn't the last rites, was it? I don't like them. I told you I was doing it for me, not for them. I don't give a shit about their sins. Huh? Nick, you must be holding a lot of anger inside. It all comes from my childhood, I guess. Maybe try decaf or something. But that's not quite the truth either, is it? And what did you read to them, if it's not a secret? Nick reached into his coat pocket, pulled out a small Bible, and put it on the table. Or at least something that was put into the binding of a Bible, with a cross and the word Bible on the front cover. Larry reached out and opened it. Chevrolet Malibu's owner manual? Nick just shrugged again. Nick, Larry started extra carefully, in a voice you'd use to try to persuade a kid playing with a loaded AK-47 to give it to you slowly. You really do have OCD, don't you? The boss was right? Maybe I do, replied Nick and stared at his shoes under the table. Man, what have they done to you in that clinic in Switzerland? 3 of them kept silent for a second. And why aren't you using a real Bible? Larry asked very carefully. Burns in my hands every time. Hence us being here, said Harry, who traditionally spoke rarely. I mean, that's why we are here. We need to get you back on track. Nick, you are a philanthropic saint. Your hatred and anger led to this. This is why we'll take care of your business. We will finish what you have started because it is useful, yes, but you must stop doing what you are doing because you are contributing to the imbalance and chaos. Since the boss returned, balance has been a very important priority. This chaos and aggression, they don't lead to anything good. But they must not continue to live either, Nick shouted. No, they must not. Nick, take a deep breath. I never thought I'd be an anger management therapist for saints, Larry sighed and smiled melancholically. Are you demons from heaven or from hell? Asked Nick. Nick, you've been wandering around the world for a long time, not doing your job, only seeking revenge. We know very well that incident wasn't your first. No need to lie. It's not your job taking care of those alien demons. We, the local demons, should be taking care of that. You've detached yourself from everything. Things have changed in our line of business, and you need to catch up. We now work for both sides, Nick. Fucking hell. Fucking that, yeah. But also fucking heaven, too. First and foremost, I believe, what you need is a break. I need a break? I'm killing them so I won't be killing humans. You know that. And sometimes I really feel like... Nick shut up and looked out through the window. That's right, Nick. But you haven't done your job for ages. Children are getting gifts from their parents who lie to them that they were from you. Everyone stopped believing in you. Yes, that annoys me. Don't you feel you are closing the aggression and anger circle? You're angry and you're doing things that aren't your business. You're not doing your job. People don't believe in you, which just makes you angrier," said Harry in that very, 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 very calm voice that only he could pull off. "We'll take care of you. We'll take care of that business for you. Don't worry about it." Larry eyed him questioningly, and Harry just shrugged, then looked back at Nick with his calm expression and Mona Lisa smile. "This year, you will hardly be able to return to your duties, but next year, or in 2-3 years, it'd be great if children finally receive their presents on Noel evening from you, wouldn't it?" "This is bullshit," said Nick. "Excuse me? This Noel evening nonsense. This is bullshit. How do you think you go around the world in one night and give presents to all the children?" "Well, all the good children." "No, nonsense. Millions of children, a whole globe. I bring them gifts all year round, small, unnoticeable gifts. A coin here, a doll there, a bag of candy somewhere. That's how I work." "Wonderful," Larry exclaimed. "So you'll be able to calmly return to your duties without the pressure of deadlines, won't you?" "I guess so." Nick looked again at his shoes, then added, "Does this mean my trip to Florida is canceled?" "Yes, it does. But hey, how about we see that peachoid?" suggested Larry. "What's with you and that peachoid?" Nick asked. "We've got some work to do in this direction, and I really want to see that peachoid." If you'd like to explore more of Alexander Petrow's worlds and atmosphere, you can read his complete and free novel, The Weather Forecast in Hell, on his Substack at alexanderpetrow.substack.com. Petrow is spelled Petrow.
Everything I do turns into a disaster.
Coming soon from Heavy Sixer Productions, New Stanton, a novel by Maxwell Vegas. Mr. Harold Dean, a shady alcoholic, just woke up with one hell of a hangover at the Starlight Inn, New Stanton's dingy motel. The only problem is, New Stanton doesn't exist. Join Mr. Dean on this postmodern night journey through buried memories, liminal spaces, and treachery as he searches for his sole means of escape, a blue 1964 Chevy Malibu. Will he be able to find his car before the evil Dr. Freytag does? Can Mr. Dean trust a host of bizarre characters to help him solve the mysteries of his own dysfunction and accept that New Stanton is exactly where he needs to be? The answer to these questions and many more lies scattered across New Stanton, a town that sits on the edge of a dried-up prehistoric sea, a town that exists inside and down. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. So, just bake the cookies already. What are you waiting for? Thanks for listening to the Atomic Voodoo Lounge podcast. I'm Maxwell Vegas. Stay tuned for more Atomic Voodoo Lounge stories, music, poetry, and who knows what else. Our next full episode is planned for December 31st. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe at atomicvoodoolounge.com. Did I mention it's free? And spread the good word. And if you are interested in contributing or being a sponsor, draw me a line and we can discuss the particulars. And don't forget, our 6-word noir challenge is open to subscribers via the Atomic Voodoo Lounge chat. Check out the Atomic Voodoo Lounge on Substack and subscribe. Find out more about Maxwell Vegas and Heavy Sixer Productions at heavysixerproductions.com. or MaxwellVegas.com. A big thank you goes out to Green Cookie Records, the Speakeasies Swing Band, Speedball Jr., the Wave Chargers, Mad Gravity Studio for their song Shady, which we used under our 6-word noir stories, Laszlo, and of course, Alexander Petrow for his novel Excerpt. A big thank you goes out to Green Cookie Records, the Speakeasies Swing Band, Speedball Jr., the Wave Chargers, Mad Gravity Studio for their song Shady, which we used under our 6-word noir stories, Laszlo for his 6-word noir stories, and of course Alexander Petrow for his novel Excerpt. All words and music composed, read, programmed, and or performed by Maxwell Vegas unless otherwise stated. All text, music, and performances copyright Heavy Sixer Productions, LLC 2025. Some sound effects and music used under Creative Commons license. No AI training, please. Thank you for listening, and remember, the Atomic Voodoo Lounge is the place to be in the coming new year, 2026. Good night.